All right, we're doing this. What's up, gamers? Koobs here. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be starting our Lies of P blind playthrough. Super excited for this. I hope that the audio sounds okay. If I have to move things around, talk a little bit louder or anything like that, hopefully I can make the correct adjustments in the upcoming episodes, but hopefully things sound well for this first episode as we start our journey together. So thanks again for being here. Here we go. New game. Now I'm curious to see what is, if anything, is changed from what we got to see in the demo. Look at that. Super fast load screens. I was thinking initially that maybe I'll need to edit the load screens out, but if they're going to be that quick, then maybe we'll be okay. I'll be quiet here.
Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
Let's go. I love this whole arm mechanic. I think that that's going to be such a cool part of this game. I'm really excited to see the different mechanical arms that we get access to.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
So I went back this weekend and I played through the demo again. That's interesting. So it says interact, but oh, Gemini's down here. Well, they've already changed that. Usually he's up here on the bar.
But we have to hurry. My name is Sophia. Please come to Hotel Krat.
So that's cool. We'll see. Maybe some other things have been moved around. I'm really excited for this. Yeah, let's go. Showing us how to use our belt. Okay. Cool. Turn on our lamp.
Let's get you out of there. Find something that might help.
Yeah, so I went back and I was messing around with the demo a little bit this weekend before the release. And I was thinking a little bit about what path we're going to take at the start here.
Arm yourself with one of the
Now, I typically really enjoy strength builds in these sorts of games, but knowing myself, anytime that I go into a game like this, my very first playthrough, I usually do kind of like a jack of all trades. And so I think that that's going to lead to us going with the balanced build here. And if you look at the numbers, it's like starting at 9 motivity, which is going to be like our dexterity, I think. Or no, sorry. Motivity is going to be our strength, and technique is going to be our dexterity. So starting at a 9 in both of those seems like it's not too far off from the 11 that you get here. It's got a really nice, solid balance to the stats. And although I don't really love the saber, I think I like both of these weapons better than I like the saber. I think long term that this is going to be the best bet for this first playthrough. So that's what we're going to go with. And I don't know if there's going to be any sort of, like a respec mechanic. Are we going to be able to reallocate our stats at any point? So not being sure about stuff like that, I think having kind of a balanced build to it is going to be good so that we can try different things out as we go through the game and just kind of figure out what we like. So a couple of things that I did want to say before we get too far into things. I guess mostly regarding the audio. So I am using my best quality mic. This is my mic that I usually use for recording. But I don't typically, it's not very often that I record while playing. Typically I record the clips and then I go back through and record audio after. but what I'm doing with this playthrough is I'm doing them both at the same time. So I'm just recording like live audio and reactions. And so you might be able to hear things like my button press. There might be an occasional sniffle here or there because I've got some allergies. And aside from that, I've also got a dog, so we might hear maybe a jingle of her collar from time to time, or, you know, a bark in the background. I'm hoping that that'll be kind of, you know, limited for the most part, but just in case, I figured I'd kind of give that disclaimer. And of course, naturally, this will be like, we're going to be spoiling just about everything during this playthrough, so please, thank you so much if you're here right now, but if you're going to check out this game for yourself, I would highly encourage you do it and go through a blind playthrough, because you can only experience that once in that, you know, truly amazing capacity. And we'll still be here when you're done. But I thought, you know, these sorts of games they're incredible games, but sometimes they are kind of challenging for some players. And so I thought that it might be nice to have this on the channel, just because somebody maybe is really interested in this sort of game or the story elements of this game, but they can't, you know, quite get through it themselves. And so maybe they want to just kind of check things out in that regard. I keep hitting that wall. Blocking is going to be something that we have to really kind of get used to, get acquainted with. I don't do a whole lot of blocking in a lot of the games that I play. I usually dodge. And I'm realizing that blocking is definitely going to be a big part of this game. And then the perfect blocking mechanic is going to be super important as well, because even if you block, you do still take some damage, but you can regain that if you deal damage. So I love that. I love that they have these different fatal attacks for the different weapons. So maybe if you're doing your own playthrough and you're like, oh, my critical attack was just a backstab, or whatever it might be. There we go, we got a perfect block. Nice. Yeah, but so there's just these different critical strikes that you can do with the different weapons. I'm probably not gonna do, like, check out all of these notes as we pick them up, unless something seems really interesting. Then we'll take a look at it, but otherwise we'll probably just kind of keep things moving. I also noticed, so if you're locked on and you press circle, you do this kind of a dash to get away from them, but if you're not locked on, then you can roll. And so I'm also wondering how that's going to kind of factor into our combat, if maybe against some enemies it makes sense to lock off of them so that we can have that a little bit more flexibility and do the roll rather than the dash. But so we'll see how that kind of goes. And then of course we got our repair our weapon here. So, man, just awesome. The demo for this was so, like, well polished, and just gave such a really great look at what we were going to get with the full game without, you know, spoiling too much. Here we've got our first little mini boss that we're gonna try to take on. We'll see if we can beat him without dying. Come on, bud. Oops. Oops. Not looking good there. I need to heal again. Okay. Fable Arts telling me to press triangle, so I'll do that. Oh! A lot going on there. Oh! Open him up to the critical. There we go. Nice. So that worked out well. That was cool. So basically, if you're not familiar, there's Fable Art for both the blade of your weapon and the hilt of your weapon. So if I had pressed L1 and then pressed triangle there, I would get, I think, like an attack boost with the saber. And then, of course, if I just press triangle, it does that kind of flurry of blows, which was pretty cool. So, nice. Good start to this section. It was a journey picking up this game today. I'll talk about that here in a moment. We'll get to our first, as long as they haven't changed anything. I think the Stargazer is going to be up here. So we'll take a moment. We'll spend our ergo, and I'll tell you a little bit about the journey to get my copy of Lies of P. So I wanted to get a physical version of the game. When I got my PS5, I got the disc version. So I was like, you know what, I haven't bought any games for the PS5 yet, and this is gonna be my first purchase for the PS5, and I definitely want to have a game that I have the physical copy of, so that if any of my, you know, friends or family wanted to borrow this and do a playthrough of their own, then they could without having to spend money. And so, you know, going along with that, it's like I missed out on maybe a couple of days of early playing. I think if you did the
As we are not strong enough to beat
nice.
puppets.
Sorry, I'll try to kind of
But if I lend my
quiet
power
down
to
a
the
little bit when they're
Stargazer
talking.
for a moment,
I am leaving the subtitles on,
clever
so
this Stargazer will make you stronger.
if we're having a hard time hearing anything, we can at least see
Doesn't last
on the
forever,
screen what they're saying.
so be careful with it. Hurry up and come to Hotel Cross.
Stargazer's strength doesn't last forever. I wonder what that means. So naturally we're going to put our first points into vitality. I like that they switched this up. They're calling health vitality. I almost said vigor, but that's going to be our stamina. So we're going to do that, and then I think I'm going to use one of the items that we probably picked up. Yeah, this is going to give us another 100 ergo. So we'll use that and we'll level up again. Yeah, so I was out on Monday, the day before the game came out, grabbing some groceries, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to swing by GameStop and I'm going to see if they're doing any sort of like a pre-order bonus for the physical version of the game. That dog snuck up in there. Because they were doing, if you got the digital version of the game, if you pre-ordered the digital version of Lies of P, then you got like a cosmetic, like an outfit, and you also got like 3 days early access to the game. So you were able to play on the 16th rather than on the 19th. So I was like, you know, I'll check out GameStop and I'll see if they're doing any sort of pre-order bonus like that. And so as I got there, oh geez. I love that. They all just got aggroed at the same time. That was great. There we go. Yeah, so I make a quick stop over at GameStop, and as I'm getting out, there's this older gentleman walking to his car. He's got to be in his 70s, and he's got a PlayStation 5 in his hands, and he's got a game as well. And I as I'm passing him, I'm like, is that for your, did you just buy that for yourself, or did you get that for a loved one? And he looks at me with a smile and he goes, I'm an older guy, but I'm a gamer. And I was like, yes, dude, like you sure as heck are a gamer. That's amazing. And he was like, I've got a PlayStation 4 and I've been playing that for a while, but I was looking for a new game to play the other day, and I realized that I feel like I've played most of the games already, so it was time to come and get an upgrade. And I was like, that's awesome, man. I just got a PlayStation 5 like a month or two ago myself, and it's been like so much fun. And you know, I should have asked what game he got to go along with it, but we were just kind of passing each other in the parking lot. So I was like, peace and love, brother, like hope you enjoy it. But that was cool. So I go inside to GameStop, and you know, I say something to the guy behind the register, like just commenting on how cool it was that this older gentleman was buying himself a PlayStation 5, and I was like, are you guys doing any sort of like a pre-order bonus for Lies of P? And you know, they used to do midnight releases. I don't know that this sort of game would garner a midnight release, but I asked about it anyways. He's like, we're not doing any sort of pre-order bonus that I know of, and we're not doing a midnight release, but we do usually open up early on the days when new games come out. And I said, oh, okay, so what time are you guys opening tomorrow? And he said, we're going to be opening at 10 a.m. And I was like, okay, great. So, you know, I'm just kind of planning on coming back. And little did I know that my game had already started, because he lied. he Liza P'd me. He got me good, because I showed up and it was about 10:05 when I got there, and they were not open. The sign that said open was not lit up. The door was locked. Nobody was inside, and yeah, so I got in that regard. That was pretty funny to me, and so now I'm out trying to figure out where I can get this game at and still get back, you know, at a decent time. I don't want to come back at noon when they're supposed to open, so I drive to the Target that's right up the road, thinking that maybe they would have it, and they didn't, of course. And then I went to Best Buy, and I was actually really surprised that Best Buy didn't have it either. Oof, I should have dodged that. And yeah, surprised that Best Buy didn't have it. So then I was like, all right, well, maybe like I'll go to Walmart, see if they've got it. Nope, they did not. And then I was like, oh, you know what, the mall should open around 11. And there's a GameStop inside of the mall, so that's where I ended up going to pick up the game. And yeah, and so I get to the GameStop in the mall, and there's a young lady working behind the counter, and I'm like, hey, I was hoping to pick up a copy of this new game that just came out. It's called Liza P. And she's like, oh, I've got one copy here behind the counter. And I'm like, what? You got one copy? And I guess, like, basically if you didn't pre-order the game, then like good luck buying a physical copy of this game out there, because it's not in most stores, and you pretty much have to go to GameStop to get it. But even going to the GameStop, they didn't even have that many copies stocked up. So that was really interesting to me. And you know, I don't love GameStop. I think that they could do better, you know, with their with the like what you get back, the value that you get back when you trade in games. And I think that it's always kind of been that way. But when I went to cash out with the game, there was, like, I'm looking at the little screen, and oh, that's interesting. There was a dog here before, so that's interesting. I'm glad that they've mixed some things up and changed some things about. That first area, like where the dogs attacked me all at once, did seem a little bit more aggressive, which is super cool. But yeah, so as I'm cashing out, she's like, that'll be $68.94 or something like that. And I'm like, that seems a little bit high. I know what a game should cost. It should be like $64.75 or something like that. You know, much closer to 65, not closer to 69. And I look at the thing, and it says $3.99 for the warranty on the game. And so I was like, can I take that off? And she's like, yeah, that's not a problem. So that was kind of like interesting, that they basically just like throw this $3.99 warranty on the game when you cash out without even asking if you want it. And I have to imagine that there's a ton of people out there that maybe don't even realize it. Like, maybe they're there to pick up a game for their you know, their kids, maybe their niece or nephew, their grandkids, whatever it might be, and they're just kind of like paying for this warranty without even knowing about it. So I thought that was really interesting and kind of anti-consumer in a sense, because it's not like she said, do you want to get this warranty, it's only $3.99 and here's what it's going to do for you. It was just like tacked on and like assumed that I was going to want to pay for this warranty. So that was kind of interesting, to say the least. Is that...
A powerful parade puppet is blocking the entrance.
So this looks like a stargazer up here.
So please, be careful.
Is that what this is? Wow, that's cool. So they added a stargazer here. That's awesome, because I was just about to go back to the other one and use that to level up. Grab that. And so this was another, hopefully he's selling the weapons here. This was another reason why I thought that going with the balance build. Sorry, I shouldn't skip the dialogue.
Out here alone?
But another reason why
Here's a festival
gift for you.
Now get yourself something useful.
Okay. Yeah, it's another reason why I didn't mind going with the balance build, because I was hoping that they would have this guy here selling these other weapons. So we're going to pick up both of these. And, I don't know if we're going to need that right away. I think we'll be okay without it. Let's see if we've got enough for a level up here. We do. So that's great. So we got a level up. We got new weapons. So I think we're going to go with the Wintry Rapier for this first boss fight. Love that they added that Stargazer there. That's a really nice touch. And not that it's super necessary, because it's not far to get to the other one. Like, it's a pretty quick run back anyways, but maybe they just kind of felt like, hey, why not have this right here, because this first boss might be kind of challenging for some people. So I do like that. Let's go. But yeah, in all my time gaming, over 20 years of gaming, I've never needed the extra $3.99 warranty. I've never used it. So it's kind of interesting that they're just adding that on. I love this guy. I think he's got a really cool boss design. And I like that you see those little subtitles at the bottom? It's like you can't really understand what he's saying. It's almost like there's some sort of like a puppet language that we're gonna maybe kind of learn. Oof. Taking a little bit too much damage early on. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna need to get better at blocking in order to be successful in this game, I think. So we'll be practicing that along the way. It does seem like the punch does quite a bit of damage, which is nice. So when he does that, like, dive to the ground, I've been trying to get a punch in. Oof. I like the rapier because it has that, like, step back after a couple of the attacks. I like that. And again, I don't necessarily want to spoil things too early, but having gone through the demo and knowing that you can kind of mix and match your weapons at a certain point, definitely looking forward to seeing the different combinations that we can put together. So when they glow up red like that, it's called a Fury attack, and you can't block it, but you can perfect block it. So maybe that's something that we'll need to practice, is like the timing window on that, so that we can get perfect block in. And then you might notice off to the left-hand side, we used all of our... Oh, hey, let's go. Nice. So I wasn't expecting that. That was great. I thought that happened like when they were a little bit lower health and you use it to kind of finish them off. But it does seem like you can get those critical strikes kind of in the middle of the fight and do a ton of damage, which is awesome. Let's go. Nice job. First try. Happy about that. Parade leader's ergo, and we've got some quartz. So that's definitely something we'll be mindful of, is when the boss gives us a thing like that, I'm pretty sure it's like you can cash it in for a bunch of ergo, yeah, I could get 5,000 with it, but you could also, sorry, I didn't really give much time to read that. Whoops. It says a treasure hunter may want this rare ergo. So I'm thinking that you might be able to trade that or cash it in for like a rare weapon or artifact or something like that. So we're going to keep that instead of spending it. Super excited to be here. Thank you so much for joining us again. Really appreciate it. Oh, what that? Talk. Oh. Okay. Oh. Is he trying to? Nope. Hotel Krat. Greatest luxury you'll ever experience. We'll see about that.
One thing I should mention. The hotel's security excludes puppets like you. So you'll have to lie.
So you'll have to lie. The lying begins. And here's my dog to say hello. You might hear some little jingles on the mic. Hey, Belle. This is a good girl. Hi, sweetie. Can you go lay down? Yeah, can you go lay down? She's like sniffing around trying to figure out what's going on because I've got something in the middle of the room that's not usually here so that I can have this mic set up and do recording while I'm playing. Hidden Moonstone. So Moonstone is, I think, what we're going to use to upgrade our weapons. So that's going to be valuable. And now we've got to lie to get inside. Who are you? We're definitely not a puppet. Puppets can't lie. That's a rule. So I can't be a puppet. Springs are reacting, so I'm wondering what the implications of that are going to be as we continue to lie. Is there something that, some sort of consequences that we're going to see for that? Love the intro. Just the whole vibes, the music and everything. Nice. Oh, amazing. We're gonna get an actual... Oh, yes, dude. Opening credits. Amazing. This is cool. Like a little bit of world building in the opening credits here. They're kind of showing how the puppets were started. They found this blue material, and now they're using all the puppets to basically build this whole city. That's cool. Kind of eerie, but cool. Oh no! Oh no! Here I go killing again. Amazing. Oh, look, he's got bodies in that cage. Wow. Super cool intro. There's us. Awesome. Awesome. That was really cool. Nice addition. Here we go. We're in the hotel now. The mysterious voice.
I'm so happy to see you. I am
Nice.
Sophia.
Sophia.
I've been waiting for you. Searched all over the city of Krop to find you. You must have questions. Geppetto will have answers. But we have to find him first. He was last seen on Elysian Boulevard. All of Krop is dangerous for humans. And that neighborhood is one of the scariest. Please find Geppetto on Elysian Boulevard. I'll explain more once you find him.
Level up through Sophia using your ergo. Okay. Which we knew that. Yeah, I think we're just going to take Vitality to 15 first. Seems like a pretty good start. I think I'll probably come down and get a point into like motivity and technique. Probably put one in vigor and maybe even one in advance, just to kind of get things moving in the right direction.
I think he's in shock.
Gemini is fine.
That's proof you're broken. The real Gemini isn't so calm. I'm no inventor, but perhaps I can fix him. Or perhaps he'll fix himself in time. Wait, take this pocket watch.
Okay.
Krot is a labyrinth of peril right now. This watch will guide you to a safe place. Be careful, clever one.
Clever one. Nice. Got ourselves a pocket watch, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. See if we picked up any of these. Oh, that we did. Okay. Damage reduction up. Let's definitely equip that. Oh, I can just press R1 to get... Okay. Any amulets? Nothing. And then here... Immediate character death upon use. So, not sure what we would want that for. I think I'm going to swap that with the pocket watch. Maybe let's keep that on hand just in case we need it. Yeah. And then, do you have anything else here? Catalyst, ergo. Oh, okay, so we've got enough here. We could probably get another level or two. We'll hold on to those for now. And then gestures. So I wonder if it means that there's only 5 gestures in the game, or if that's just like a starting point. I was wondering if this gesture is going to actually do anything. Check the ground. Like, do you need to check the ground in places? And then no costumes at the moment. I'm thinking, oh, let's go over here and take a look at this little engineer lady. I forget her name.
I heard about you from Geppetto, but to see you
Eugenie.
in person...
Eugenie.
Wow. You should take this. Geppetto left it with me.
Okay. Nice. Got ourselves a new arm. Legion arm, puppet string. Very cool. And then, yeah, I saw this guy standing over here.
Welcome to Hotel Krop. My name is Polendina, butler to Lady Antonia. Please let me
Thought they
know
didn't
how
let
I may
puppets
be of
in
service.
here.
At Hotel Krop, comfort and calm walk hand in hand. Welcome to Hotel Krop.
You already said
How may I be of
that.
service?
So we can buy and sell, and we can talk. We'll come back to those. I think we could also talk to her,
I'll use
to
the
Sophia.
power to help you.
Yeah, she's got a couple of topics we could talk about. And then old creepy lady in the wheelchair. Take some guesses as to what her role is going to be in all of this. I think she might be one of the end bosses personally, but we'll see how that goes.
I am Antonia, and this is my hotel.
It's her hotel.
Welcome.
How ominous.
Oh, I knew from the moment we met that you're Geppetto's puppet. He might have a few loose screws, but Geppetto's skills are undiminished. It's a shame. He took off for Elysian Boulevard, and he never came back. If he doesn't turn up soon, we'll have to make a new coffin.
Rude.
Oh, I forgot. I was keeping this for him. It comes with a long story. But I think it's better off with you. Please find that old man. And do take care of yourself out there.
See, she seems nice, saying to go find Geppetto and to take care of ourselves, but I don't buy it. I don't know about you gamers. And then we get the outfit. Someone's memory. I think we're gonna stick with the white shirt for now. This is a cool look, but it's a little bit too sailor suit for me. So we're gonna stick with this. Can play the piano, so I'm wondering if our skill with the piano is gonna get like better over time. That would be kind of interesting. So this one I am going to take a look at. I'm going to read this for us gamers real quick. Hotel Krat is one of the city's creepiest and most mysterious buildings. According to lore, Hotel Krat is an isolated castle built by an aristocrat devoted to a form of occultism after receiving a revelation from a radiant tree. That's pretty interesting. At one point, it was used as a mental institution, and some patients said they saw hallucinations. However, no records remain as they were all destroyed in a large fire. Also interesting. Above all, being so far underground just compounds the rumors. Some even said that it is connected to an unknown hell. But now the rumors have served to embellish the charm of Hotel Krat, which has been renovated in the latest style. As the recent rumors of the grand exhibition, Ghost Hotel, spread, more customers are actually looking to stay at the hotel. Next is a comment from the hotel owner, Miss Antonia. A ghost hotel? I've heard that more times than I can remember, but fortunately our hotel guests are brave like lions. It's not a problem at all. Rating 4 out of 5, creepy and mystical, best resort in Krat. Reporter Medoro. This guide was made with the support of Vanini Company, a friend of the city. So really kind of interesting, especially this part here that says being so far underground and being connected to an unknown hell. I think that that's kind of interesting from like a implications of lore standpoint, because it seems like the hotel is above ground, right? But that would kind of make us think that maybe there's something below here, like there was a building that this hotel was built on top of. And so maybe later on in this story, we're going to like go further like into the hotel, like to the depths of the hotel or something like that. So that I think is kind of interesting. And the whole thing about occultism and a radiant tree and whatnot, I think is kind of fascinating as well. I don't think that there's anything out here, but this is where you can like kind of practice and beat up on those little guys there. Fortune to all visitors, rest for all travelers. What does that last bit say? Blessings to all friends. So that's nice, real positive vibes, but I think something a little bit darker and more mysterious might be happening here in the hotel. I've also got another prediction that I'm going to throw out there. get in the comments if you're here and you've got some thoughts of your own. So first one's going to be the Lady Antonia there in the wheelchair. If you know anything about games like this, old person hanging out in a wheelchair definitely spells end game bad guy, you know. And Sophia here, I'm not sure if she's maybe like a ghost that the other people don't interact with. That's one of my predictions. Or that she's a puppet herself and that she's like stuck here in the hotel. But I'm not sure, because it's interesting, like why can she communicate with us from so far away? And so here we can switch our Legion arm at the Stargazer, and then we can also transport to the Stargazers that we've been to. So that's cool. Oh, I think I'm gonna throw that this one, the Parade Leader's Ergo, we're gonna move that to storage. And it does seem like we've got quite a bit of these Fable catalysts, so I should probably be mindful not to like just hold on to all of those. I could actually use those and refill our Fable arts as we're going through. I'm gonna explore a bit up here. I don't think that any of these rooms will be open. You need Rosa Isabel Street entrance key. Okay. So that's cool. Tells me what key I need to open that door. Knock on the door, it's locked tight. Okay. So maybe that one's Geppetto's like office or study or whatever it is. And then is there anything here? No. Are you like a secret door? That looks like it could be a secret door. Like that could open up. Like why else would it look like that? The floor is different and it's kind of like an indent in the wall. So I wonder if that's something that like later on we'll like pull some lever and it's going to open up that door. We'll see. So onward. Can purchase items from Polendina. Yep, we know that. And this is going to take us out to Elysian Boulevard, I think. And again, it's probably because I'm on the PlayStation 5, but these load screens have been pretty quick, which is super cool, because I was feeling like I was probably going to need to edit them out just to save us time. But I think that they're happening fast enough that won't even be an issue. So I think what I'll do is I'll go to the first Stargazer, and then maybe that'll be the first chapter, and then we'll start chapter 2 when from here in Elysian Boulevard. So see this guy, and he does that little grappling hook to swing up there.
But don't be alarmed. My name is Gemini. We'll talk later.
I think he said the Black Rabbit Brotherhood or something like that. But the fact that guy just used that like a grappling hook arm, I'm wondering if that's something that we'll get later on as well. If we can have like a Legion arm that's like an actual grappling hook. Because I know that this puppet string, it kind of serves that sort of purpose. Like we can pull somebody closer to us and like use it for combat purposes. But I'm wondering if there's going to be like an actual grappling hook that'll help us get to different places. So yeah, let's activate our Stargazer. I want to just confirm that. Yep, so I can't level up here. We do have to go back to Hotel Krat to do our leveling up, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I think that that's okay because it'll at least kind of continue to keep us at the hotel and making sure that there's no new things to check out there.
I'm Gemini, your friendly puppet guide. Or friendly guide puppet?
I really like Gemini. I think he's a really great part of this whole story.
Sophia was there because she woke me up. But I'm sure there are still other memories in there.
And he's dealing with some sort of memory loss, which is interesting.
And I'll do my best to guide you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Gemini's going to be a great part of this whole story. And I like that they're calling him Gemini, which is like supposed to be Jiminy Cricket, of course. But I don't know, maybe in the original tale that's what his name was. So we'll see. But I think this will be the end of Chapter 1 for us, gamers. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to have the more chapters to come. And again, thanks so much for being here. I have been and always will be Koobs. Peace and love, gamers.